Alright guys, Brad here with Custom Offsets. Got an episode of Lifts and Levels for you. This is going to be the CO2 edition with a 6.5-inch BDS coilover system. This one in particular is on our 2015 Chevy 2500 HD with the gas engine, and we'll talk about that right away. So the coilover system, I knocked all these over. Okay, so the coilover system that BDS makes for these trucks is actually designed for the diesel engines. And so the diesel trucks, so with the diesel engine, the Allison transmission, and all the other things that go along with that, actually weighs about 900 pounds more than the gasoline engine. So these springs that are spec'd for this kit are actually designed for the diesel engine. Now BDS says all you have to do is take the preload off of the springs and it'll work for the gas engine, which we did. The preload adjuster was probably down about an inch lower. You can kind of see the line here. So you can see the preload's all the way off. It's all the way at the top of the shock body here, so all the preload that we can take off of the spring is off of it, and it still is what we would consider a little too much for the gas engine. So we do have some new springs that we bought from Eibach. I was able to get the specs from the factory springs, the diesel springs, and figure out what we needed to go with that would work with the gas engine. We didn't get those on yet. As you can see, these are the springs. I just wanted to show you how the preload is set. It's all the way off or as high up as it can go, and it still is a little higher than we like. So we are going to change the springs. We also do have the DSC adjusters. We have them set all the way soft. It doesn't ride too bad. It just, we didn't like the way the stance of the truck is. Now what's different with the coilover system from the regular system, the torsion bar system that was on here, is going to be the lower control arms. These are all new lower control arms. They're BDS designed control arms. You can see they're completely fabricated out of plate. They're not the cast factory ones or anything like that, because it has to have the mounting brackets in here for the coilover itself. And then obviously the coilover mounts up top here, which fit into the factory shock tower, which some add-in braces that are welded in here. These are actually braces that BDS gives you. You need to weld those in to brace the factory shock tower up. And then the upper control arm, this is a new BDS unit that comes with the coilover systems that needs to clear the coilover itself. As you can see, the shape of this actually goes around the coilover. And I think, yes, pretty much that is everything for the coilover system. Also, reservoir mount, as you can see here, is going to be all the differences between the normal system and the torsion bar system. So all the lower control arm cross members, the sway bar links, everything like that, the knuckles, the front differential drop, skid plates, those are all going to be the same as the torsion bar system. Just those few components that I mentioned are going to be the different components for the coilover system. And so a lot of the price for these systems comes from that as well, because, well, the design and engineering, the lower control arms is not cheap, and then the bracketry as well, and the upper control arm are quite expensive. So that's where a lot of the cost comes. Also, you'll see here we got Kryptonite tie. We got the Kryptonite heavy-duty steering kit on here. So we got the Kryptonite tie rods as well as the stainless center link, idler support, pitman arm support, the new pitman arm and idler arm with the bracing, everything like that. So everything that Kryptonite makes for steering components for this truck we got on here. And I've driven the truck, and it actually does make quite a difference when you got 37-inch tires and, what are they, 14-inch wide wheels? I don't even know what they are, but the Kryptonite stuff works really well and has a great warranty. So that's going to be the front of the truck. Like I said, all the other components are going to be the same, and we're waiting on those new coil springs, and we could go to the back of the truck and look there, but nothing in the back is different from the coilover system to the non-coilover system. But if you just want to take a look to see what we have going on, it's going to be the blocks in the rear. These are going to be the fabricated blocks, and then the Fox 2.0 series shocks for the rear, and that's about it. And the polished drive shaft, that's not part of the kit, but I guess it looks cool. So people ask, why spend the money to upgrade to the coilover system and not run with the factory suspension? The real, I guess you would say, reason that a person will do that is for two reasons: for the ride quality and for probably the wow factor as well. Really for the ride quality. These trucks come with torsion bars from the factory. They have a really heavy spring rate on them, and they're kind of known for not riding the best. As I said, they have a very heavy spring rate. So there's a lot of work involved to eliminate that torsion bar system and go to the coilover system, and coilovers are going to offer the best ride. So it's almost like having the ride of a 1500 in the 2500 package. So that's why a lot of people really do it. The Kryptonite arms don't help with the ride quality or anything like that. What the Kryptonite parts do is simply for the steering feel. It's pretty common on the GM, these IFS trucks, to have wandering or loose steering. A lot of that has to do with not only the components being worn out, but the factory center links on these trucks actually flex. And same with the tie rods, they'll actually flex slightly and bend, you know, when you load them. So when you have big tires on there and you're turning, especially with massive offsets, you'll have a terrible scrub radius on the tires. So there's a lot of stress going through the tie rods and the center link. It'll cause a lot of stress. It'll actually flex them slightly, so you'll feel that in the steering wheel. You'll feel a little bit of play or looseness. And the Kryptonite stuff is pretty much designed to eliminate all of that, and it does certainly make a difference. The truck drives real tight with the steering. It drives almost, you know, like a half ton. You know, it's not loose and wandering like you get on a lot of the 3/4 1-ton GM trucks. All right, so that's going to be the overview of the CO2 truck here with the BDS 6.5-inch coilover system. We're going to get the wheels back on it. Brent's going to get the wheels back on it, and we're going to get it on the ground and get some roller shots of it.